episode. We're ready to go. Now, you might have noticed a slight change this week, and that is that Chris Congreve has got a little bit older.
Yes, well, yes, Graham, I am a bit...
That's terrible. That's one of the worst impressions I've ever heard.
Better on the first take, wasn't it? Right, yes. To you people at home, although Chris Congreve is actually 10 years younger than me, I do actually look younger than him on screen. So, hello. And yes, Graham... No, anyway,
so, unfortunately, because Chris is so busy at the moment, he's out there performing, weddings, gigging, and he's also doing his Alakazam teaching thing as well, which I think he's just filmed. So if you haven't seen that, go and check that out. He's doing loads of cool stuff, close-up stuff, work and pro stuff, because that's what he does. So go and check that out at Alakazam as well. So this week, because we haven't got Chris, he's not available. He's not even available for filming because he's that busy. So we brought in an extra special person.
Yeah. What number am I on the list?
Well, I'll just say
I wasn't first choice, was I?
Well, I'll just say you in the top 10, right? Of
Taylor
people who
will tell
rang.
me. Taylor, how many? I wasn't first or second, was I? Or third? How many? Yeah, that's... No.
Yeah, like I said, you're in the top 10. You're in the top 10 of people that we want to bring along. So, for anybody who doesn't know, this is Martin Duffy.
Hello.
Martin's been doing magic for a long time. In fact, we're going to talk a little bit about that because Martin's one of the people who got me into magic a little bit, and I think
it's my fault. I do apologise to everybody out there.
I've told you this story before.
This is my creation.
Before we go down that route, though, let's just talk a little bit about you. Martin's currently the president for the second time of the Newcastle Magic Circle.
Yes.
There's a story there, but we'll not go down there because that's a big rabbit hole we don't want to go down. But let's just briefly talk about you, what type of stuff you do. Just so people get to understand who don't know who you are, why we've brought you and why have we brought him in? Actually, I don't know.
Because nobody else was available. Because the 9 people you called, the other 9 people you called before me weren't available, Graham.
It's getting a bit better.
I was good on the first take.
The first take.
Right. So I've been doing magic professionally for this is going to make me sound really old.
Go on.
I've been doing magic.
I think it's happening anyway, to be honest.
I've been doing magic professionally for over 40 years. Taylor's just fainted.
40 years.
Over 40 years. Yeah. So, I mean, I do half kids magic and half adult magic. Kids magic is at private parties, schools. I do educational magic shows. Obviously, the bigger, fates, fun days, whatever. And then the adult magic could just be in somebody's home again, birthdays, weddings, obviously a big thing at the minute, corporate shows, trade shows, and
Do you do any stage magic? Do you do any really. Cabaret illusions? Have you ever done any of that sort of stuff?
Not really, no. The closest thing I'll get to is at a wedding, before the bride and groom come in, I might introduce myself and do one thing for everybody, or at the end of a close-up set, I might get a mic on the microphone and do one thing for the whole room, but that's as close as I get to cabaret.
Okay. All right. So obviously I know a lot of the answers to these questions because we've been friends for a long time. But I just thought it would be good to give the people who are watching an overview of what you do. You've been professional for a long time. You've done a few TV shows. You've worked for and with a lot of famous magicians. Do you want to mention some of them? I know you like to name drop, so now is your chance. No, you have. You've worked with some people.
Well,
you've worked in a magic shop before, in fact.
Yeah, when I was like 17 or whatever, I worked in London for Paul Stone, who was then at the time producing, probably still is, producing the Kenbrook range of magic. So it was a magic shop on the corner of Leicester Square, which was a massive footfall, as you can imagine. And Paul Daniels was on the opposite corner in the Prince of Wales Theatre, where he was for 13 months, but he was in every 2 or 3 times a week. Terry Rogers used to come in. Dave Brown, who was a Covent Garden performer. I worked with David Britland, who so, and then when I was like 21, I did a summer season, but I did a TV show called Opportunity Knocks, which was at the time hosted by Bob Monkhouse.
Essentially, it was the 1960s version of BGT, essentially.
1960s. Well, that was Huey Green, but yeah, I think it was probably 77, I think, when I did it with Bob Monkhouse. But at that time, it was on an Easter weekend, on the Saturday of the Easter weekend, and 14 million people watched it, which you don't get now. Like BGT gets 4 or 5 million. Royal Weddings might get that number, but at the time there was only 4 channels,
I was
not
say,
like 400 like there are now.
Yeah, there was no internet, so people were watching telly. That's what they did.
But loads of people saw it, loads of magicians saw it, and it wasn't until years later that it was put on Magic Week. Duncan Triller put on Magic Week my clip. People said, "Oh, I remember that. And that's what." A few people contacted me and said, "Oh, that's why I do what you did, because of you, that trick, doing it." So it was nice. But of course, like you say, there was no social media at the time, so. How were people, I got a letter a week later from the director saying, you got more votes than any other magician ever has on the programme, and I still don't know how you did that trick, because you got the camera right over onto my hands and you're going to watch it frame by frame. But anyway, there you go. So,
and just a quick question. We all know the answer. Who know you? What trick did you do? This is a running gag, by the way, amongst Newcastle Magic Circle and people who know him.
Yeah.
But what was the trick that you did?
I did 2 tricks.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. What was... Well, we know what one of them was. But I want you to tell them.
I did the one where... I forgot what it's called, where you get the girl to kiss you and you turn and it's lipstick on the card, which is probably not great nowadays. And the second trick was card warp.
Card warp. So if anyone, we'll not go into what card warp is now,
no.
But that's probably your favourite thing, or the thing that you're
Paid
known
off the
for.
mortgage. I saw Roy Walton a few years ago at his shop in Glasgow, I think it was. And I said, look, that trick paid my mortgage off.
That's the thing that you're known for. It's your piece that you do for everybody. So if you do have time, Google, or we'll even put a link in perhaps of what card warp is, so you can go and have a little look at that. But essentially it's 2 playing cards and one reverse itself as it goes through. The other one, if you don't know what it is, it's well worth checking that out.
Put a link to on YouTube.
And obviously you've performed for a long time, kids shows, close-up stuff. What do you do? How many do you do a week? I mean, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but like roughly, what's your...
Well, I'll be honest.
You don't have to tell us exactly, but just give us a rough idea.
The inquiries haven't been coming in like they should. I mean, I'm not, I'm talking to magicians here, and magicians are normally, I'm so busy. Like Chris Congreve was.
Yeah.
Not getting there. But so on average, I used to be able to do 3 on a Saturday, 3 on a Sunday, but now I think it's probably 1 on a Saturday, 1 on a Sunday, maybe 2. Tomorrow, when's this going out? Anyway.
Sunday. So it'll be Monday you're talking about now.
So yesterday I did 2 hours in a park for an organisation, and then an hour at a close-up. And then on the Sunday, yesterday, I was at a wedding fair.
Okay.
Trying to get more work. But it's the weddings are picking up, as you know.
Yeah. So I have heard this from a few people. Obviously, running a magic shop, I get to speak to a lot of magicians, whether it's on the phone, email, or in the shop. A lot of magicians are saying the same sort of thing. The work isn't this year, isn't as busy as last year. It's probably worse from what I've heard for kids entertainers. And I was speaking to somebody today, Liam Moorhouse, who people might know, who for years ran all the entertainment at Stanix Holiday Park over in Cumbria. But he does singing as well, and he was saying that the sort of kids magic is really, really poor at the moment. I'm speaking to a few other kids entertainers who are saying the same thing, and he was saying his fear is kids magic dying? And that's something that we can potentially talk about. Has the world moved on and they don't want that weird guy turning up in the chef's pants? I get wrong when I say that in my lecture. Do they still want the guy in the chef's pants and the funny waistcoat doing a show, or do they want computers and has the world moved on, is what he was saying.
I was just talking to somebody this morning before I came out about this, and I said, I've been saying for years, it's old-fashioned, isn't it, for a magician to go into somebody's home to do a little show. Last weekend I got a booking for 11-year-olds, right? So I'm thinking, 11-year-olds, should I be taking some close-up along? But
it's an awkward age, that, isn't it?
But then it went really, really well. They loved it. And I said to this guy on the phone this morning, I said, talking about this, I said, the thing is, the mother knows the kids, so she wouldn't have booked a magician if she didn't think they were the right mindset. Because some 11-year-olds can be little
older
elves,
and some can be younger.
Do we know what elves stands for?
Well, yes. Do you want to tell them?
Evil little folk.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right. Okay. Good stuff. So, I mean, I saw you years ago, and it was at the Metro Centre, Gateshead Metro Centre.
Just before we
and
move on,
Yeah.
I thought about something there. I got an inquiry today for school.
Okay.
Now, I do school shows.
Yeah.
So educational magic shows, maths, science, environmental issues. And I think they've got pockets of money that little boxes they can tick if they say it's called creative learning.
Yeah.
And I think that could be the way to go. Anyway.
Yeah. So just before we move
Metro
on
Centre.
and go into the things, yeah, I saw you when I was probably, it was in the 80s,
Yeah.
I think, and it was at the Gateshead Metro Centre when it when it had opened, I think. Yeah. And I remember you being doing magic in one of the main squares.
They used to have a postcard. They used to have a postcard. I must have it somewhere. Of the town square one, the main town square.
Yeah.
Because the Metro Centre was amazing when it first opened.
It was,
wasn't it? It was one of the biggest, probably the biggest in the country.
It was biggest in Europe, I think. Biggest shopping centre in Europe.
So there was a postcard taken from the balcony of and looking down at town square one. There's me in the corner doing a little magic show.
If anybody from outside the area who watches this, and a lot of people do, it's the Metro Centre is a shopping mall.
Yeah.
A big shopping mall, which opened in the 80s. But I remember seeing you there, and you also were on a TV show with my uncle Jim. Now Jim was a member of the Middlesbrough Magic Circle, and he used to help us with the magic when I was like when I was 9, 10, 11 years old. Yeah. And he was in that TV show with you.
That's on YouTube.
It is, yeah.
It's called It's Magic.
And you'll see him in it. He's doing Run Rabbit Run, I think, because he was a bus driver at the time.
Yeah.
He was doing Run Rabbit Run, and he used to make all his own props. Yeah. And you were on the show as well.
Yeah.
So you were one of the first magicians that I ever saw. Yeah. Live, I guess, and I think I was probably 8 or 9 at the time, and that was when I really started magic, really, when I was that young. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you've been around a long time, you've done a lot of stuff.
Right, can we move on?
We'll move on. We'll move on.
I think we've established the fact.
So let's move on to the news. Okay, so there's not a massive amount in the news today, but we want to talk about something special, extra special to us.
Big bit of news.
Yeah.
South Tyneside International Magic Festival, or STIMF, as it was renamed by John Archer, is going ahead. And I don't know if it's the 21st or the 22nd, because we missed the COVID year, but we did have an online one. And I
think it's the 22nd. If I had to guess.
Was last year not the 20th?
No, because last year was the 21st, and the year before was the 20th, because we had Danny Adams and Clive Webb, and we had the helicopter production.
Yeah,
and that was for year 20, and then last year we had something else. I have to guess it's 22.
They've flown by, haven't they?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this was something that was started like 22 years ago.
And if you've not been before, it's a small convention which happens here in the northeast of England. Yeah. Magicbox, that's us. We're a big sponsor. We sponsor it along with the Customs House, who are the theatre where it happens. Yeah. It's a small convention of around about 100 people. It's been up to 150 before. Yeah. And it usually takes place over a couple of days on the weekend in October. Yeah. So that's the basic background of it. It's a very friendly little convention. Yeah. But I'll let you give them the details of the dates.
Yeah, so it's the 17th and 18th of October. So that's a Saturday and Sunday. And you do something on the Friday night, don't you?
So the Friday night is a family gala show.
That'll take place at the Customs House Theatre in South Shields.
Yeah.
The convention normally takes place there, but because of renovations they're having, we're going back to the original, which was the Little Haven Hotel, where we started the convention. Anyway, so the
convention's happening in the Little Haven, and the shows are happening in the Customs House.
Yeah, the lectures and whatever is at the hotel, Little Haven Hotel, and in the evening, Friday night is the family gala show.
Extravaganza
Saturday night is the main gala show. So here are the names, and I stopped organising it. I did, I think, the first 14. Then John Archer did it for a year, and now Steve Go's doing it. And this lineup is amazing. Steve Go's done really well. So this year we've got. I'll leave the name at the top there because he's just, as far as I know, he's just doing a gala show performance. So we've got Jan Frisch, we've got Andrew Frost, Gabriel Werlin, Bron Ivy, Mark Bennett, Lee Thompson, Ian Bailey, Sid Quattrine, and the local comedian doing the late night show, Stephen Petty. But the name at the top of the list is David Penn, because he's doing, he's been doing a new robot act.
Tech Magic act.
Yeah, so he's been doing Tech Magic for years, but this is a new stage thing with a robot, which I saw advertised at the Magic Circle.
Yeah.
And when I checked the dates, it was limited run. I couldn't get down to see it. And I messaged him and I said, it'd be great to have you at South Tyneside. So
Yeah,
that's
I've
going to
heard.
be on the Gala show. I'm not sure if David's doing a
lecturing.
lecture. Is he doing a lecture as well? Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, for that, and what's the price?
95.
Is it 95 quid?
So yeah, it's £95.
120 there. So it's 120.
I think there might be early bird tickets or something.
Yeah. And if you've come before, then you maybe get the special price as well, or first option. Because it's literally only 100. You know.
Yeah, it's limited to 100 people. And I think that, well, I don't know. I read an early bird price earlier on 95, but we'll put the link on here, and that'll take you to the website, and you can check the prices and things and look at the lineup.
But the
and
good
stuff.
thing that, you know, I mean, now, considering this started 22 years ago, this is organised by South Tyneside Council. It was originally, it probably still is, a grant for tourism.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact if you went to your local council and said, by the way, could you put a convention on for 100 nutters? They'd go, no, thanks. You know, the support from the events team at the council is amazing. And it's all done, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, all the lectures that come, and literally there's comments on the post saying from the lectures in the past, and we've had the biggest names in Magic, also what a lovely convention it is.
Yeah, it's a great friendly convention. If you've never been to a Magic convention before, I think it's a good one to go to.
You're mixing with people, you're going
to
out
start. Because when we all love Blackpool, but Blackpool is so big and so overwhelming. I think a lot of these sort of smaller, more intimate conventions, I personally prefer, because you get to sit down and talk to people. Whoever the person is that's lecturing, that generally they're hanging around in the bar, the restaurant, you can talk to them. It's just a lot more intimate. So I think if you've never been to a convention before, I'm not just saying this one, but other small conventions are good to start with, to pop your cherry of going to a Magic convention. I would say.
Definitely.
But the lineup's really good. I don't believe that David Penn has done his tech show anywhere other than the Magic Circle, from as far as I'm aware. So I'm excited to see that, even with nothing else there. Just seeing that, I think, would be really, really good. And just touching quickly on the council, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't know of any other Magic convention, not just in the UK, but anywhere that's run by the government.
Yeah.
Obviously the council is the government. Like in America, you know, but even in America, I don't know any Magic convention that is run by the government or paid for by the government.
It sound a bit severe by
well,
the government.
Is. It's the council, the local council.
And the thing is as well, because it's run by, all right.
Who are run by the government.
All right, because it's an events team at the local council that run it. It's all just
very well organised.
Very well organised, you know. When I was organising it, all I was doing was, let's Google the acts that I want, and they do all the council does all, the events team does all the contracts, organise the flights and everything. All I was doing was, my dream team of magicians every year for 14 years. I got the best of the best.
They are amazing at organising the convention. I just wish they could organise fixing potholes and other stuff just as well. I mean, if they did as good a job fixing potholes.
Well, shall I do the Standard Magician's Lime?
Well, if you want, but be quick, because
it'll be. They can do magic, not miracles.
Get Chris back as soon as possible. Can you get on the phone to Chris?
I'm too busy down here. And
this was a bad idea. So there we go.
Ring one of the other ones that couldn't come. Ring one of them.
Okay,
get them for next time.
Well, that's what we might do.
Your name comes up on the phone.
So anyway, Stimpf convention. Some great names on there. We won't go into all the details.
There'll be one or two dealers, won't there?
Yeah, there'll be dealers as well as Magicbox there. So there we go. That's the news. So let's move on. So here we are, old school.
Yes.
And there's a gag there, and I'll not say it.
You don't need to say it, Graham.
Everybody knows.
Your face.
Everybody knows. Old school.
Your face.
Which is very suitable for today. So this is old school. Now, before I show you this, this is a Magicbox product. Now, I don't like to do Magicbox products because it looks like I'm just pushing Magicbox lines, but I am. No, I'm not.
No, yeah. No.
But I just thought this is old school. It goes back around about 10 years, and this is the second version of the trick. It's a trick by Mark Elsden, and it's called Family Values, and it's the newer version, it's 2.0. But even Family Values 2.0, this is about 4, maybe 5 years old,
I remember when it came out.
I think we brought this out just before COVID, so it might have been 2020. So anyway, about 5 or 6 years old, this version, but then the original version dates back to, I don't know, 2015 or something like that. Yeah. So this was a Magicbox product, which we produced on behalf of Mark Elsden. And I'll show you this version. This is sort of a newer version, and I like it. It's not my type of thing, but I'll talk about that in a second. So Taylor, you ready? Taylor's going to bring the camera over. Now, this is a replica of a pack of cards, which belonged to a gentleman called Mr. Atkins. Okay, now Mr. Atkins, he lived down in Hackney in London, and he had a family. And the story goes, whether you believe this or not, the story goes that there was a fire in the Atkins house, and he had a wife and daughter. They escaped from the house, but unfortunately, the father, Mr. Atkins, he died in the fire. And he was very much into cards. He was a bit of a gambler, a bit of a womanizer, a drinker, which was very common in those times, because this goes back to the early 1900s. This is a replica of the pack of cards. Now, before I show you the cards, I'm going to show you the photograph, and Kayla's probably going to come in a little bit closer in a second, so we can show you the photograph here. So this is the photograph. Can you see that on the camera? And you notice the photograph's a little bit burnt, a little bit charred. And this is Mr. Atkins, known as Frank, his wife Mary, and his daughter as well. And like I said, he was a little bit of a gambler, a little bit of a womanizer. And we'll put that photograph just there. We'll come back to that in a second. Now, this is a replica. It's not the actual pack of cards that he used, obviously. But we are going to grab these, and I'm going to show you something interesting with them. All right. Pop that box to one side. Now, Frank was a bit of a gambler, but he also saw himself as a bit of a fortune teller. So he used to carry a pack of cards around with him all the time, a little bit like this. And this is, like I say, a replica pack. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard the phrase, your card's been marked. Yeah. So this is a phrase, it's a British phrase. And this is where it came from, because Frank actually thought that every person had a card. So everyone had a special card, like he had, this was it, and he wrote the people's names on the back of them. So this is Elizabeth, which is the 7 of spades. You've got, what's that one say, Lawrence, which is a 6. You've got, is that Michael? You've got Anne, you've got Walter, you've got William, you've got Rose, you get the idea. Yeah, yeah. So basically what he did was he wrote the person's name as somebody who he knew, whether it was a family or a friend, on the back of every single playing card. So 52 cards with 52 names written on the backs of them. And as you can see, they're all different all the way through, with all different names written on the backs of them. 52 cards, 52 choices, in fact. Now, the story goes like this, that when Frank was killed in the fire, they said that cards were haunted and that his spirit passed from him into the playing cards. Now, these aren't his actual cards, no, but I want to test a theory. Now, I don't know why this works or how it works, but it just always seems to work. I'm going to deal these cards down, face down, and Martin, you're going to feel this overwhelming urge to say stop. Okay. So whenever you want, you're going to just call out stop, and you'll feel this weirdly overwhelming urge just to say stop. Stop. Here? Yeah. Now, I've got Grace, I've got Henry, I've got Charles, or you can go further if you want. I don't know which one you want.
Henry.
You want Henry? Are you sure you want Henry? Yeah. So I'm going to put Henry there. Is that fair? Yeah. And you could have stopped me on literally any of these cards. Yeah. And you can see they're all different, different names, different playing cards, yes? Yeah. Now, we're going to do the same thing again, but this time we're going to do it face up. Okay. So again, you can see these are all different as I place them down. And again, you're just going to have this overwhelming urge to say stop. Okay. Stop. Here. Now, you've got the 9 of diamonds, the jack, the 4. I want it to be a really free choice here. You want the 4 this time. Are you certain you don't want to change your mind? So I'll put the 4 there. This is all fair, yes? Yeah. I'm going to gather the rest of the cards up. And again, these are all different names on the backs and different playing cards. But you stop me on the 4. Yep. Any particular reason? He just felt this urge to stop on those 2 cards.
Just got the urge.
See, here's the really weird thing. What I didn't tell you earlier on is this photograph here. is quite special because Frank had his own special card. You know how we said everybody has a special card? He had a special card. In his card, if you look at the photograph again, you might be able to see it now. If the camera zooms in, you'll see that his card, he's actually holding it in his hand, the 3 of hearts. Now, that doesn't mean anything, right? No. The 3 of hearts, he said, was because it represented him and the family of 3, you see.
Right, yeah.
But you stopped me on these 2 cards, which doesn't make any sense, the 3 of hearts. But also, I didn't tell you that this is not just a photograph, it's actually a confession. Now, I mentioned that this photograph was a little bit burnt and a little bit charred, but if you look at the back of the photograph, it's actually got a confession on. This is a confession written by his wife, Mary, and I'm going to read it out because the camera might not be able to see it. It says, following years of his womanizing, gambling and neglect of his family, I had finally had enough. I started the fire that killed Frank. May God forgive me, Mary Atkins. So it turns out that actually it was his own wife who started the fire and sort of killed him.
Shocking.
Which is very sad, isn't it? Now, I know you're thinking that means nothing. And surely if he was a fortune teller, he would have known this. But here's the really weird thing. If we turn over Henry, you'll see that actually Henry is actually the 3 of hearts. And if we turn over the 4 of diamonds, maybe Frank was trying to tell us all along that he always knew that it was his wife, Mary.
I like it. It's good, isn't it?
So there you go. So that's old school.
I like
I'll
it.
tell you a little bit roughly about the effect. Completely self-working, as you know. There's no skill whatsoever. The deck comes ready to go out the box. It's obviously a deck designed specifically to look old, and you know, you
do look good.
I mean, you could say if you wanted to, you could really batter these up, I suppose, and you know, you could put like you know, like a tea bag on them and make them look a bit more stained and old, and say that they were his cards if you wanted to. I prefer the premise to say that they're replicas of you know, the house fire, the Atkins, the famous. Have you heard about the famous Atkins family fire that happened in Hackney? No, never heard of it. Oh, you never heard it, and then you go into the routine. Cards are very well made. There's no DIY or anything like that you need to do with it. It comes ready to go out the box. Comes with, I think, 2 or maybe 3 photographs. One of which is printed like this, but it also comes with a blank one. So some people don't want it to be printed because, you know, they might say, oh, that's not obviously written, but you can then handwrite it yourself. Or write a different story. It doesn't have to be a story about death. You could make it whatever you want. In theory, it's always going to be the 3 of hearts and Mary, so you could make your own story up with that. Also comes with a link, a PDF link, so you can print these out yourself. One suggestion, I can't remember who suggested this, but I thought was really good, was to take the PDF and print. There's a company who print old newspapers for people's birthdays. So you know, you have a newspaper printed with your picture on and Graham's birthday or whatever. So to get an old newspaper made and the story is in the newspaper and that photograph's in there, you know, so you show the old newspaper maybe.
Really it's like a Dead Rebel effect, but like 10 years before. Do you know Dead Rebel?
Yeah,
it's great. I love it. The whole thing looks great, doesn't
even
it?
the box.
Yeah,
even
I
the
was
box,
looking at that.
Even the box is sort of designed to look not like a regular magician's type card box. It looks like something that might have come from the sort of early 1900s or something, or whatever you want to frame it. I mean, it's a really interesting old photo, which looks like it's come from the 1900s. It's kind of a mixture of the fill deck and the effect that Alakazam put out called... with the photo.
Legacy? The Legacy?
No.
Legacy wallet?
And and they put a wallet out as well about it, but I can't remember what it's called now.
Heirloom.
Heirloom, that's what I was trying to say, yeah. Is that Jamie Dawes? Was he involved with it? Maybe, I can't remember. But it's kind of a mixture of those 2 effects.
Yes.
Now, the original one that we did do was a bicycle deck, and you wrote the names on yourself and you sort of set it up yourself. Whereas this comes literally ready printed.
They look good.
They look nice, old cards. The quality's nice. The photograph, this one in particular, I've made it look a little bit older by folding it. And
I was going to ask you about, have you actually burnt it, or is that?
Yeah, I burnt the edges just with the light. I just quickly burnt the edges a little bit, just so it looks old and sort of scorched.
Brilliant.
You could put this in a frame, I suppose, maybe a little frame, and then undo the frame and take it out and show the back. You know, there's lots of different ways you could present it, I suppose, make it bigger. If you get printed the PDFs, you could make a bigger version, so you could do it on stage, maybe. I don't know.
I went to a spooky night a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
And that would have fitted in really well.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, it's not the sort of effect I would perform. It's quite long. It's a story-based trick. That's not my sort of thing. Yeah. But I do like performing it in the shop, and I do like doing it. I just don't do it. The sort of gigs that I do, it wouldn't work for me. But I do love the effect. I think it's really good. Like I said before, totally self-work and ready to go out of the box. So there you go. Any questions anyone's got about that, shoot us an email or
How
ask
much is
questions.
it? I bet you don't know.
I do. It's 35.
Bargain.
It literally comes in that little box, ready to go.
For you.
3. So there we go. That's old school. Hope you enjoyed that. And we'll move on. Okay, so now it's over to you.
Over to me?
Well, it's not over to you, it's over to them.
Over to...
Yeah, so this is the bit where they ask a question and we answer it and we give them some hints, tips, whatever it might be. Okay. So this week the question was, and Taylor's going to put it on the screen, but the question is, have you ever been midway through a trick and you've forgotten the routine or forgotten how to do the trick? I'll let you go first.
Yeah, right.
I've got one.
Well, I've got something that happened before I started the trick and I couldn't remember which way to do the thing, and I had to ring the person up that invented the trick and say, can you just quickly tell me what I'm doing wrong here? And it was all that was one thing. The other thing,
what was the trick, can you say?
I'm going to mention Steve Go again. It's a brilliant trick, Together Forever, and I love it, and I do it all the time, every wedding I do, and it's great. But I hadn't done it for a while, and I just couldn't remember. Did that card come out of then? Did it go that? It's a simple trick, but anyway. So I had to ring Steve, and I said, just quickly tell me which way in. And he, as soon as he said, but the other thing that's kind of gone wrong in the middle of the trick sometimes is, you know, when you do an invisible deck and you're trying to work out and sometimes I've just got to slow down and go, what's the 3 of spades one? And I'm like, now I'm looking for the 10 of hearts, blah, blah, blah. And once or twice, literally once or twice over all the years, as you said, I've been doing magic for 400 years. Once or twice, I've got the suit wrong of the invisible deck.
Okay.
You know, so instead of 3 dimes, it's 3 hearts. But I just blame them and move on.
Well, I was just about to say, what do you do to cover these situations, or what have you done, or what would you suggest?
I literally don't happen once or twice. I just say, oh well, you know, we got close there, didn't we? Maybe we could try it a different way. Instead of doing all the jokey invisible deck thing, I'll just turn around and pretend to turn the card face down and say, just think of a card. Just try and do it without all the jokes, and then I get it right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, where do I start?
How long have we got? I've got an afternoon nap to get in as well before matron comes round.
So, no, things don't go wrong often, but I'm going to go into a couple of things that have. Yeah. The first thing is not necessarily, well, I'll go into what's gone wrong before, but more for me is in the middle of a trick and forgot the workings of it. And there's one in particular which I stopped doing, and I'll tell you what trick it was, and I'll tell you where I was doing it, because I can remember to this day, and it was Stand-Up Monty, which is it Dan? I always get this mixed up. Dan Garrett. Right. Is it Dan Garrett? Yeah. So it's Dan Garrett's. Is it Dan? Yeah. Stand-Up Monty, which is a 3-card Monty, where the cards constantly they're in their hands, and then it switches, and there's a lot of turnovers and stuff. And
that's why I don't do it.
Well, so it's not a particularly difficult trick to do, but it's remembering the sequence, because there's quite a lot of phases to it. If I remember rightly, the version or the main version, I think there's 5 phases to it, and it ends up in the spectator's hand. And I was doing it for probably a couple of months. And I probably hadn't done it for a couple of weeks, and I just stuck it into the set and just assumed, right, and I just had it in my pocket and I just brought it out when to do it. And I think I got to phase 3 and it was just gone, just totally gone. I was just standing. Do you know when you have a mental block? It was literally a mental block, and I was stood there and I just didn't know what to do next. And I got really annoyed with myself that I'd forgotten how to do it. So the way I got out of it was pretty simple. I just ended it early. Because it's in phases, that's the good thing with that trick is it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The phases do get better. So I just ended it on phase 3. So when I got to the point I didn't know what to do, I just put them in my pocket and just moved on with the next thing. Now, if you don't know, Stand-Up Monty is something, in my opinion, that is a brilliant trick, but you have to do it all the time. If you're not doing that week in, week out, you're going to forget it because of the phases, in my opinion. I think if you've done it for years, then it'd be like riding a bike again. Sometimes I go into the shop and there might be a trick like that. I've not done that for probably a year. But, you know, you kind of have muscle memory. Because there was so much going on with the stand-up Monty, I always felt like it was, you had to be doing it all the time to remember all the phases. A great alternative to that, by the way, is, which I've talked about on the show before, is In the Middle, which is kind of has the same feel and the same flow as stand-up Monty, which is, it's a, In the Middle is a Mark Mason line that we sell. I think he sells it and nobody else does, but I love that trick because it has the same flow as stand-up Monty, but you can make it as many or as least phases as you want, and it's easy to remember. The other one that I've forgotten halfway through, and I mean, sometimes things happen in the shop halfway through because it's not stuff that I work regularly, but you can get away with it in the shop because I literally just stop and I go, sorry, 2 seconds, I'm going to have to remind myself what the move is here, and I'll turn around, and obviously I can reset it, but that's in front of magicians and 1 or 2 people in the shop. In a performance, you can't really do that. So in here, it does happen often, but I can just turn around and go 1 second and you get forgiven. But the other trick that used to go all the time, I used to always forget the bloody moves, is Chinese bit.
Right.
Now that's an Eddie Gibson trick with 3 coins, an American $half, Old English penny, and a Chinese coin with a hole in it. And it's kind of like, if you have not seen it before, it's kind of like a 3-card Monty, funnily enough, but with coins. So one's in your pocket, and then this one switches, one's here, and you say which ones are over here, and it is quite something you've got to keep doing. So over here's the American $half and the such and such, yes, and no, that's the Chinese coin. The American $half and the Old English penny are here, and the switch places, and then the switch in your pockets, and it's kind of like a 3-card Monty, but yeah, again, you've got to keep going with that trick, otherwise you'll get lost with it. Other things that have gone wrong. Not much goes wrong because close-up stuff, but one thing that has gone wrong, and I'm happy to say this on camera, is my Infinity watch.
Right.
Now, you might have seen me previously on other videos praise the V3 Infinity watch, and I will stand tapping that it's so reliable. It works every single time, never misses.
So it was operator error.
Unless you let the battery go flat.
Yes,
in the remote control, which is what happened to me. Now, there's not really an out for this, so this is what I use it for. Infinity watch, if you don't know, is the basic effect is you have a watch, you show that it's a regular watch, you pull the pin out, you turn the dial, you set it, then you turn it towards yourself, you set it to a time, you say, I'm going to predict this, and you put the watch on the table or in the spectator's hand, and you get them to name a time. They name the time, they turn the watch over, and you've set the watch to that time. All right, ahead of time. Now, the way I do it, I use this for a bride and groom. So at the end of a wedding, as one of the effects I'll do for them at the end, I'll say, do you remember when you had your first date? Yes, yeah, and where was it? And it was, I don't know, the bowling alley. Do you remember what time you met? Yeah, we do actually. Was it afternoon? If you had to guess what hour, and they go 5. And she goes, it wasn't 5, it was 7. And you got a bit of banter going on here. No, it's definitely 7. You were late? Really? Yes, I was. Oh, yeah, you were late. How many minutes? You had to guess how many minutes he was late. How many minutes? 17, I remember. 17 minutes late. And it was 7:17, and I turned the watch over instead of 7:17. So anyway, I'm in the middle of doing that, and I had the special thing in my pocket, and normally it gives you feedback, and there was just nothing. It was just nothing coming out of it. So I did the whole thing. I don't know what they said. They said like 5:17 or something like that. I wasn't sure if it would be there or not. So I got to turn the watch over. It was miles out. And I went, that would have been good though, wouldn't it? But you know what? What did you say? 5:17. And then I went into a card trick, and I forced a 5 on them. They signed it. And then I think I loaded it in the 17th position. So then they counted down and it was 5 at 17. So I got away with it. And then I think I ended up doing Omnideck or something with the signed card at the end. So I did get out of it, but that's not an easy trick to get out of, the watch.
You've just reminded me something about a battery running flat. I've got the, what's the dice thing?
Anverdi metal die.
I used to have the original real die, Craig Felicetti. But more recently I've been using the one you just said. And for some reason I wasn't getting a reading on it. But I was in the middle of it and they were going to guess it. And I just said, I've got my back turned to the audience. I'm trying to guess the number, and normally I can persuade them because I do know the number, but I didn't. So they said 3, and I went, "You think it's 3? All right, come on then." And I said, "What number did you think?" I didn't tell you the number, did I? You just said a number. What was number 3? And it was 3. And it was like, oh my God.
And if it wasn't 3, I guess you would have just said, "Well, it just shows you how hard magic is," and put it away.
Yeah. I love things like that. Going back to the watch thing, what was the original Collector's Workshop one? Was it Beyond Time? No.
There's been a few out there.
The original was, I'm pretty sure Rich Block was Collector's Workshop. And I remember keeping that. It was so expensive at the time. It was like 300 quid, I think, at the time. And I'm going back probably 40 years.
Yeah.
And I remember just having the full page advert for everything. Orson Welles was on the page.
Okay.
Because Orson Welles was the great magician. And he's like, I want that. I forgot what it was called. And I got that. But I love things like that with the watches.
Yeah, there's been lots of versions of that watch out. For me, that's the best version, which we'll do another. We can do a review on that at some point. There is a new version out which we sell now because the V3 that I have is discontinued. The new one is the iOval watch. Yeah. And when that first came out, I didn't like it, but they've improved it recently to one that we sell. We'll talk about that another time. But
I'd be interested to know as well on a future episode of if I was available.
Right.
Yeah. I probably won't be available when you call.
Yeah.
But if but I'll be watching it.
Right.
And because Congreves comes, but no. Anyway, integrations to the watch.
Okay.
So I know how you set the time.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about.
Yeah. With the iOval, you can do all that. Yeah.
Anyway,
there we go. So that's a couple of things that I've forgotten about midway and a trick that's gone wrong. Any advice before we just close this on what to do? There's not really a simple answer, I don't think, on what to do if something goes wrong. If it's something that you can't recover from, just put it away and move on. Yeah. And go, I'll show you something better, or then try to think of a way while you're doing the next trick to bring that trick back in, or bring the reason why you asked them to name a number into the trick that you're doing, because you've got a bit of time now to do that. Yeah.
Recently, I did just say that. I said, "Well, that's gone wrong. I'll go on to something else." And they just laugh because they think you are going to come back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. Keep your questions coming in. We want more questions, but let's move on. It's review time. Are you excited?
I am, Graham. I'm not getting any better.
I just think you should leave that now.
Okay, I forget the.
I think you should leave it. So it's review time, and we've got 2 Murphy's products to review.
Yeah.
We'll come to that one in a second. Put it back.
Sorry.
Doesn't know what he's doing, does he? He's not as good as Chris. So the first one is The Void by Lloyd Barnes, and here is the trailer.
This is no ordinary photo keychain. This is a switching device. Everything happens out in the open. The audience can remove the card, and they can examine everything.
I love it, honestly. That's one of the coolest things that's happened today.
No way! That's been in there for like 5 minutes. I saw it right there.
Bro, I was holding that the whole time, way before y'all was even signing it.
Here, I'll let you see the moment it happens, because if there's a bend on the card, you can track it. You know exactly where it's at, and you can see the moment it comes to the top.
I can't see.
Well, you saw it kind of get to the top, But you do know that everything I'm showing you is technically not real. None of this is actually happening at all. Because I never keep the Ace of Diamonds in my deck here. It's actually right here. Look, I'll show you. Can you take it out?
Ayo, baby.
I love one wheels. I'll place it right there, and take a picture of that, because that picture you took was before you even signed the card. You remember that, right? Let's see, because in here, and then if you don't mind helping me out, just take it out. Yep. Open it up, and you get to keep that as proof that was there from the very beginning. I gave you this before we started, right? Yeah. Can you hold on to those for me real quick? And check this out, look. Right here, we have a card. Can you pull it out for me? Yep.
What? Bro, he was holding that. I was holding that the whole time, way before y'all was even signing it. The Void is a simple keychain,
It blends perfectly into your everyday life.
ready to use at a moment's notice.
I actually keep it right here. This is the place I keep it. Can you take it out for me? Oh, you can kind of see right there.
No way! That's been in there for like 5 minutes. I saw it right there.
The Void is your classic mystery box.
But not only does it switch, it can do so much more.
Introducing my brand new Quantum Observer principle, where your spectators have a complete free choice, yet they also get to see details of the actual prediction that you have. That prediction has been in full view the entire time, and it never leaves their sight, yet you can always predict any free choice that your spectator makes.
We set out to create the most innocent and ordinary looking mystery box that can live permanently on your keychain.
No suspicious magic props, nothing bulky to carry, and it resets in seconds.
Thank you.
With no suspicious moves, the Void creates a seamless retention of vision.
They remove the object themselves.
And they can examine everything.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much. Hey, man. Thank you. What's the secret to this keychain? It makes anything you believe real. Welcome to a place where nothing
Hides everything.
Welcome
Welcome.
to the Void.
And the card that I signed was in there afterwards. So I took the picture, I signed the card. The card I signed was in where I took the picture after the fact. I have no idea. I'm good with that though. Fucking love it, honestly. That's one of the coolest fucking things that's happened today.
So there we go, that's the trailer. Now, what I want to say about the trailer, and I talked to Martin about this before we started filming. I watched the trailer and thought what a lot of other people think is. So right at the very start of the trailer, you've just watched it, you see him open the gimmick and it says on the screen that was the switch. Now, when I watched that, I thought, when it first came out, when I saw it with Murphy's on the preview, this was a couple of weeks ago, I went, that's cheeky because that's not the switch. I thought he's just opened it. Now, when I watched the tutorial, he even talks about that in the tutorial. Yeah. He says what Lloyd does is he sends out the video, the trailer to close friends who look at it.
I got it.
You got it. And they basically give him their opinion on the trailer. And a lot of them all said the same thing. They said, why do you just have a slow-mo of you opening the gimmick?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, because that's the switch. And they were like, what? Yeah. No, that can't be the switch. And he was like, yeah, that's the whole point of us doing it slow-mo. Yeah. I want you to say. So that's why he added that bit of text on. This is actually a switch. Yeah. And I thought exactly the same thing. When I watched it, I even said to Taylor, I says, that's cheeky, that, because he's not doing the switch at that point. Now, when I watched the whole tutorial, at the end of the tutorial, he shows the switch, and I was like, fooled me. Yeah. And then we've just watched it, haven't we?
Yeah, brilliant. I actually play it back 3 or 4 times because...
Yeah.
And even when I knew, because you'd shown me the switch beforehand,
yeah,
very clumsily.
Yeah, I don't do it as well as him. I haven't had time to practice it. No. But I want to show you the gimmick.
It's very, very easy. The switch is easy.
Yes, yeah, and there's different ways of doing the switch.
Yeah.
And in case you wondered, there is a switch.
But I think you mentioned the switch.
I've mentioned the switch, and that's where I've got this folded up card here. So this is the gimmick. Now, I'm not going to show you all the things that you get because it will explain how it works, and it's not mine to explain how the trick works.
That's metal frame.
Yeah, it's metal, and some people think when they watch the trailer it's plastic, but it is actually it's quite heavy, isn't it?
Gunmetal finish, I'd say.
Yeah, so it's a gunmetal finish.
Nice weight to it.
It's not like a cheap plasticky thing. No. It's quite a heavy sort of bit of kit. Yeah. Now somebody did ask me, somebody says, oh, I don't know if it's something I would put on my key ring. Personally, I wouldn't even put it on a key ring. Yeah. I would just have it like this because it looks like what it should look like. It looks like a little photo thing, a little photo frame that you could carry around. But I don't think it necessarily needs to be on your keys to prove that what it is. Yeah. You know, I would just bring this out of my pocket, aka like a I would make a mystery box.
I would make a little presentation thing of it. I'd like maybe a little stand that you just hang it on a hook. Mm-hmm. It's like when you were talking about the watch thing earlier on, predicting the time. Yeah. I remember buying it was actually a banana stand hook thing.
Oh, right, yeah, to hang the watch on.
Hang the watch on, so that it's with the back to the, I've done it on Zoom, and the watch is on there all the time. But yeah, I'd make a presentation of that.
Yeah, you could do. So first off, the quality is very good. I think it'll last you a lifetime. It's very well thought out in the way that it works. Again, it's something that isn't self-working. It is going to take a little bit of practice. Ideally, if you can Mercury fold a card, but there is other ways of doing Mercury fold without having to Mercury fold the card, i.e. behind your back, that sort of thing.
And it's not just cards, is it? It's billets as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing with this.
I was reading about
billet switches.
On something online about this mentalist who's not going to use cards at all. It's like it's a prediction thing with a billet in.
Mm-hmm. It also comes with an additional thing which you can use to make coins appear as well. So you can show it empty and shake it and something can appear inside, whether that be a coin or I don't know, maybe a button or a token or something of that nature, whatever would fit inside the frame. And it's got a bit of space in there, so £2 coins, something like that does fit inside. But again, you can use it for making things appear, disappear, and of course switch. But again, switching billets.
And that's examinable.
It's fully examinable, yeah. So it can be examined, not necessarily, well, there is a way it can be examined before, but normally you wouldn't. You would literally, you wouldn't really need it examined. You would bring it. The way I would do it is I would bring it out of my pocket and say, I've got a special card. This is my lucky card. It's just lucky. I don't know why it is, but everywhere I go, I always carry it with me, and I've got it with us today. In fact, I'll put it on there. I'll put it in a spectator's hand. Have a card selected, signed. The card vanishes from the deck, and do you remember me lucky card? And now you open this. Yeah. You open this up. They remove it, by the way, not you. Yeah. So when you open the gimmick up on your hand, they then remove the card themselves, and it's their signed card from earlier on. Yeah. That's what I would use it for. But again, you can use this to make coins appear inside, make coins disappear, switch billets if you're doing mentalism.
And you're not going to hand it out for examination because there's nothing to see.
No.
It's not like you'd say examine it. I would just open it, let them take it out, and just leave it there.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a table, though, you're going to be this position. Once they've removed the card, not that I'm going to show you the move, but once you're in this position, they remove the card, you would do that, and you could hand it over to somebody if you wanted to. But like you say, I don't think anyone's going to want to examine that because it's a clear, it is what it is. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing that could have hidden anything. And that's what makes it a great trick. That's what makes it good. So yeah, the Void, I think for the price it's good as well. Currently, I believe it's priced at about £42, $42.99, something like that. I think for what you get for your money with it being metal and quite...
Is it 3-4 hours, the tutorial?
I think it's about, yeah, it's a long tutorial. There's 3 different videos with all different things you can do with it. I like it. I said as soon as I saw it, I was like, I would use that. As a worker, I would use it. I'll be honest, I don't think it's for hobbyists or amateurs if you are just getting into Magic. I would say it's an intermediate. In fact, what does it say on the back? There you go. Intermediate. I wouldn't say it's a beginner's thing, personally. I don't think it's an easy thing to do.
I think you just have the confidence. It's more confidence.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing stuff already like... mystery box and stuff like that, then maybe it's for you. I would say there's a little bit more I think there's a little bit more involved to this than a mystery box.
It's definitely because it's either beginner, intermediate, advanced, or expert. It's definitely not beginner.
No.
So intermediate is the next thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit more difficult to do than a mystery box. Haven't thought about it a little. I think there's a little bit more to it than that. But normally what we do on here, Martin, is we say, would you buy it? So do you like it? Would you buy it? Would you use it? As the 3 questions. I've already answered pretty much. Do I like it? Yes, I think it's fantastic. Would I buy it? Yes, I've already bought one. And would I use it? Yes, I'm going to use it. Do you like it?
I do like it.
Would you buy it?
Yes.
Would you use it?
Yes.
So there we go. So I would say it's got the thumbs up from both of us.
Thumbs up from Chris Congreve.
Also, I like, just one more thing, I like how small it is. Packed small, in your pocket. Doesn't take up much pocket space. Less pocket space than other gimmicks which I've got, which do a similar thing.
And it looks classy. It looks classy, and like we said before, it's got weight to it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So you go, anything that Lloyd Barnes tends to put his name on, in my opinion, is always going to be good. It's always well thought out. And let's be honest, he's a genius, isn't he? He's very, very clever. So anything that's got his name on is going to be good. So well done, Murphy's Studio, and well done, Lloyd Barnes. So there we go. That's the Void. Okay, so review number 2. And this is?
Gamma. Which you showed me beforehand, and I've noticed it's beginner.
Yep, I would agree.
And you showed me this?
Yeah. Before we go into it, let's watch the trailer.
Yes.
Imagine handing a stack of envelopes to your spectator. With your back turned and under test conditions, they select any envelope they want. They then place any card inside of that envelope. They seal the envelope, trapping that card, making sure nobody could peek inside. They can even shuffle all the envelopes together to make sure nobody knows where their card is. They place all the envelopes on the table. Yet the moment you turn around, you immediately know which envelope holds their card. There's no need to touch it. There's no fancy electronics. And it can all be performed under test conditions. X-ray vision is no longer fiction, it's gamma. Gamma is not a peek envelope. It's more like your own personal GPS system guiding you directly to your spectators' hidden information. Here, I'm feeling something here, but before we look here, let's look at the rest. Nothing here. No, and no, okay. All right, just hold your hand in front of mine. Visualize the color. 7 of diamonds. Look.
Oh my god! No way!
Now combine gamma with the principles taught in the extensive instructions, and the routines you can perform with this are virtually limitless. Now remember, you could have gone on any blind date with any one of these actresses, but you chose which one?
Margot Robbie.
And look what I wrote. Forming say, oh, he is the killer, but he has his murder weapon always with him. For the first time, what is the card that is in your head?
Queen of Hearts.
There's only one card. One card only. The Queen of Hearts. Yet you had 5 chances. This is the one you gave me, and so then the money stays with me. And one of the most unique ESP predictions we've ever seen has now in your hands transformed into You start with 5 envelopes, each with a different ESP symbol. Then, any playing card is selected. With your back turned, they hide their card inside any envelope. You then show 5 ESP cards and place it in their hands. Actually, can we do this with somebody? Because maybe it'll be better. Can you hold your hand? You do know where it is, right?
Yes.
Okay, and hold it tight, and just bring it over. And now here, now here, now here. Okay, something strange. For some reason, you hesitated when I went here. And this is strange because when there's hesitation, something strange happens in your cards. Now look. Watch, one of them, hopefully yours, where it's in, turned upside down in your hands. Oh, there's one. There it is. Now, did the right one turn over? The card with your thought of symbol now magically turns face down. Now, here's the strange thing, because you were touching it and you knew what card it was. I don't want to touch that, but what used to be the little squiggly line has now in your hands transformed into
That was a squiggle last time.
But the moment you tap it, it's almost like that one turned over. Not only did it turn over at the start, because it's no longer here, but it also became. There's nothing to find. There's nothing to see. You also didn't put it here. Not here. Okay, it's there. Are you thinking of the card? The Jack of Spades. The Jack of Spades. Is that the one you're thinking of?
What the hell? Yeah.
The envelopes can even be examined. Check the envelope, make sure there's no hidden compartment, or it is exactly what it is.
Bro, that shit was crazy, bro. Craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The secret is so devious, you would swear it has hidden electronics.
No way. How?
And there it is, the sun.
Ooh, I got chills.
The cards were mixed under the table. You chose the 6 of clubs.
What?
This is Gamma by Nicholas Mavresis and David Jonathan.
And that was the trailer.
That was the trailer. So, what do you get? You can show them what we get. We won't show the actual how it works.
Oh, no,
but
no. So you get two sets of envelopes, which are really good quality. I mean, thick and lovely.
You can't see it on the camera, but they're really quite heavy, like thick.
It doesn't even feel like card.
No, it's like...
So a set of numbered envelopes and a set of ESP envelopes. And you just touched me like there. Would you not do that
No,
on
I
camera?
didn't. No,
yeah,
I
you
didn't.
did. You touched me like.
No, I didn't.
Right. So he showed me this beforehand on the, and I just didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really nice, really well made. So tell us the effect.
So
I've seen the trailer.
So you've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
The basic effect is somebody can put something in one of the envelopes and you can tell them which one it's in.
Could be
That's
a playing
essentially,
card.
yes.
Could be a blank bit of paper.
Business card.
Business card, yeah.
Something as they do with the dollar sign written on it, and then you've got to try and guess where the money is.
Yeah.
Lots of different ways you can do it, lots of different ways you can present it, and I think in the instructions there's about 6 different routines.
I just wish people could feel the quality of that, because it just feels so nice.
For the money, which we'll come on to in a second. So it's produced by Murphy Studio again, which is the same as The Void, which we talked about before. It's David Jonathan and Nicholas Mavresis. Or Mavresis, how do you pronounce it? Mavresis? Nicholas, anyway.
Nicholas.
We'll just say good old
Who
Nick.
are a dynamic duo of...
Yeah, they're bringing out loads of really cool stuff at the moment together as a duo. The secret, I'm not going to say what the secret is, but Martin briefly mentioned it before, that I did it in front of him and he didn't know how it worked.
Didn't have a clue.
The secret is hidden in plain sight, I would say. And you can see it miles away.
Yeah.
Like you can see it miles away. Now, I didn't, to be honest, when I watched the trailer and I watched the things, I didn't know how it worked until I watched the instructions. So even when I got the gimmicks, I had a quick look at them. I didn't look, I wasn't like paying a lot of attention, but I'll be honest, I had to watch the tutorial to see the workings of it. But once you see the workings of it, you just think, how did I not see it?
I know.
But you could hand these out to be examined, and no one's going to find anything. Has got some cons, I would say. The item that you place inside has to be something in particular. It has to be a certain colour. Can I say that? I guess so. I don't really give the method away, but it has to be a certain colour.
Well, I said it's got to be a playing card or a business card or just a blank bit of paper.
Yeah.
I think
that kind of covers it. That kind of covers it. The pros is you could take some of these out. You could do it with one. You could do it, sorry, not one. Obviously, that would be a bit of a pointless trick, wouldn't it? You could do it with 2, 6, 4, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But like I say, it comes with loads of routines. Now, price-wise, I think it's about £30.
Yeah.
And I think for 30 quid, you keep saying about the quality envelopes. I think it's brilliant for the money.
Definitely.
As you also briefly mentioned before, this is a beginner's trick, so anybody could do this. I reckon my 9-year-old son Sebastian could do this trick.
Definitely.
That's how easy it is to do.
Taylor could do it.
I don't know if Taylor could do it, but I think the majority, I think, you know, if you just get into magic and you don't really do any tricks, you could 100% do this. It's totally self-working. I don't know really what else to say about it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's very, very good. I think it's worth the money. I would say well done, and we'll end on the questions.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Can I ask you what's the tutorial? How many effects do you get? I mean, I know there's an ESP set.
There is. I believe that when I watched it, I'll be honest, I didn't watch it all the way through.
Right.
But there is. I think it was about an hour. I think it was about an hour 45, maybe 2 hours long, the whole tutorial, and I believe there was 6 routines on there.
Wow.
6 different routines with celebrities, ESP cards, money, like a bank night routine, a celebrity thing. So there was quite a lot of ideas. But there's also, you get access to a Facebook group as well.
Yeah.
And I think once you know the secret of this, you'll come up with stuff yourself.
Yeah.
So it's good. Do I like it? Yes, I think it's brilliant. Would I buy it? Probably not, and the only reason I would say that, it's not my sort of thing, personally. I wouldn't probably use it close up because it's a bit... I do something... I wouldn't say some of this. I do a bank night and I do some other things. So it's probably not for me, to be honest. I do think it's great, and I would dem it in the shop all the time, and I think it'll fool 90% of people, if not 90% of magicians as well. I think it would fool as well.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I would buy it. And I would use it, but it's not a table hopping thing, I don't think. It's more of a kind of like, one of the jobs that I do when I can is a residency on a Sunday. And I think when somebody's seen you a few times and you want to just show them something a little bit different, spend a little bit of time with it, and I don't know, it's just a bit more intimate, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I would agree.
It's not wham bam.
No, you can make it. I mean, you can still. I still think you could make it as short as you wanted to, but I do think it's more of a story type. Not a story, but like it's a routine. It's not like a quick bang bang trick like you said.
And you've got to be able to lay them out as well. And a lot of places you don't.
I don't think you would necessarily. You could even just have them in your hands like that. And, you know, you could just like say, now it's in one of these. I don't know which one it is. You take and you already know. Yeah. Just at a glance. You can literally glance and know. And you can see it miles off. To be honest, I think you could even do this.
You're not feeling anything.
You're not feeling anything. There's nothing to be honest, you don't have to touch them.
No.
More I think about it, I could give them to you and say, now you've put it in one of those. Like they did in the thing, I got you to put it in the other way around, so you didn't know which one it is. Then mix them up like this, and then I could give them to you, and I could say something like, so it's in one of those. Now I want you to go through them and just look at the numbers, and then go to the next one, and go to the next one, and just take them numbers into your head, and I know now.
It's hands-free.
It's hands-free, so I don't have to even touch them.
When he did it for me, you just said, turn them face down. I put it in. I didn't know what number it was in. I picked them up, I shuffled them, and we did lay them out, but like you say, you can just,
and I could see miles away from here, you know, where it is. So there we go. That's Gamma. Again, Murphy Studios.
How much? 30 quid,
I think it's about £30, available from Magicbox and other magic retailers, as these are. But there we go. Well done. And that's it. That's reviews. So there we go. That's the end of the show. How was that for you?
Can I come back, please, Graham, if nobody else is available?
How was that?
If the other 8 people you rang aren't available.
How was that for you?
I bet you say that to all the boys.
I do.
It was good. I enjoyed it. We
Interesting.
had a little break in between, didn't we? You had a customer.
We did. We did.
Yeah.
And you wanted to buy this, and I was like, well, I can't let you have it because it's the only one I've got. We're using it in the review. He's like, I want to buy it. I says, well, can you come back tomorrow? Because we just need to quickly talk about it because we've only got the one left. Anyway, yeah, it's been fun. Thank you for coming up and replacing Chris for this episode. I mentioned before, these are available on the Magicbox site or other Magic retailers as well, except for Family Values 2.0. Although other retailers might have these in stock, 'cause it was available through Murphy's years ago. I don't know if it is anymore, so you might only find that on the Magicbox website. But there we go. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We have an episode out every week.
I've been watching them.
You've been watching them
I think
every
this is
week.
one of the best ones I've seen.
Do you think?
I think it is.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
I think, change of personality, change of
Do you think that's good?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Let us know what you think of the format, whether you prefer... Well, I mean, let's not say that because it might end up... I don't want you here every week. Or they might want to replace me, to be honest, which is fair enough. Taylor might start doing it.
There's a possibility.
So there we go. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and subscribe to the channel, and any other questions, send them in.
Hurry back,
we'll love to
Chris.
discuss them.
Hurry back, Chris.
Yeah. Anyway, good to see you, Chris. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Talking to
so.
Chris there, not you, by the way. On
I know
camera,
Chris.
'cause Chris is watching.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's wanting to know how his replacement's got on, whether he's as good as
If he's
him
out
or
of a
worse.
job.
If he's out with a job, exactly.
Well, he knows now, doesn't he? We all know now. We don't have to say.
Well-
we know. We don't have to say.
There we go. Thanks so
need to be
much.
said.
Thanks so much for coming. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.